is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Murder One Entertainment. Today is episode 3 of Talking Shit. You know, if anyone was confused with the way I spelled it for the first two, I kind of revamped the name, kind of adapted it to the Philadelphia accent. Talking Shit. So yeah, that's what it is. So, like I said in the last one, today is going to be about my not really connection, but when I discovered Black Label Society. Or rather, when I was shown Black Label Society. Please excuse the black and mild. My good cigars are at home. So, it all started with Black Label around the same age of when I was shown Metallica. So, around 5 or 6. My dad had the Blessed Hell Ride in his truck. And I didn't know at the time who they were. You know how sometimes parents will I used to call it heavy metal. That's what my dad called it. It's like, Brandon, this kind of music's called heavy metal. Not knowing that Metallica was probably one of the biggest metal bands of all time. I know Load and Reload isn't considered metal, but come on. Yeah, so I would call it heavy metal. And he's like, the lead singer and the guitarist, his name's Zach Wilde. He's like, I used to wear, my dad used to ride motorcycles and shit. So I grew up with Harley Davidson merchandise and stuff, and I had a blue denim vest with a Harley patch on it. And he's like, Zach Wilde wears vests just like you do. I'm like, really? Yeah. So, if I would go into songs, the first song, Stoned and Drunk, we didn't really listen to that song because my mother, I think I mentioned it in another episode, but my mother was, for the first part of my life, first half, a heavy drinker and prescription drug abuser. Still got her problems now, but it's better than it used to be. But so that song kind of cut deep with us. I liked it. It didn't really bother me, I guess because I was young, but it bothered my dad. So I don't really remember Doomsday Jesus that much. The song that really stuck with me till this day is probably my most favorite song on the album was Stillborn. I don't know, there's something about it, the way the guitar tone was, the solo, the rhythm. Like I said, rhythm always stuck with me ever since I was little. I knew rhythm guitar. And I love Zach's rhythm tone. Love it. So, I remember that song. We would switch CDs around a lot when I was little, he would play 2 or 3 songs from a CD, switch to something else. So I didn't know all the album. Obviously now I do because I've listened to all their albums. Like my favorite song on there now, other than Stillborn, is probably Black and Waters, one of the last songs. That Destruction Overdrive, Funeral Bell. I remember hearing Destruction Overdrive for some reason. That riff stuck with me from my childhood. But yeah, we started out with the Blessed Hell Ride for years. And then I don't know if Shot to Hell was already out, because this is around, I want to say 2004, 2005, maybe a little bit before that, like 2003, around there, within those 3 years, this took place. And I forget what year Shot to Hell came out. Personal preference on Shot to Hell, I know a lot of people love that album. I think it's one of their weaker ones. There are good songs on there, like Concrete Jungle. I listen to it. I enjoy it. It's not like I said I don't like it. I don't enjoy it as much as other ones. My dad got that album, and because there's a lot more slower songs on it, he didn't really get it. Like, he never really liked, even until this day, Zach's slower stuff. He always said, I want Zakk Wylde to melt my face off, not serenade me. I'm like, all right, jerk off, whatever. I like Zach's slower shit. I love hangover music. I love it, especially when you have a hangover. It's perfect. So, whenever he had Shot to Hell, but we never really listened to it because he didn't like it. And then 5, 6, 7 years go by, maybe even more than that. I was in a lot more years after that because I was in high school when I rediscovered them. Like, I would listen to Blessed Hell Ride here and there because I had the album, but I wasn't like heavily into them. When Catacombs came out, was it 20? Was it 20? No, it wasn't 26. I think it was 2013. Yeah, 2013 or 2014. When Catacombs came out, he got the album. Loved it. I listened to it, love it. Still love it to this day. And that kind of like sparked the interest to listen to more of their catalog. I didn't know about Stronger Than Death, Sonic Brew, Mafia, any of that. Like, I would watch a little bit prior to us listening to Catacombs. I discovered a documentary on YouTube. It was them over in Europe. I think it was when Mafia came out, because all the songs on that documentary that were playing in the background from Mafia, I had no clue what they were. I didn't know what In This River was. So, me, my dad, and my friend Alex were down in Penn's Landing waiting for my mother and my sister to get done a One Direction concert. And we're sitting on the ledge on the river, Bella River. And I bring up to him, I'm like, you really never gave Black Label Society a chance. It's like, I bet you they have better albums or more albums than just Shot to Hell and Blessed Hell Ride. He's like, you know what, you're right. So that's when we started to look into more of their albums. And then, I think the next album people thought was 1919 Eternal, and that blew them away. And then from that point on, we were heavy Black Label Society fans, and myself too. And like I said, I've always been a fan of them, but prior to then, I didn't know that much about them. I listened to a lot of their stuff. The only thing I heard from them was Blessed Hell Ride, Shot to Hell. So, I think it was that tour right after Catacombs came out when they did it with the Butcher Babies and Hatebreed. Was my first concert at the Reverb Club in Reading, Pennsylvania. I'd never been to a concert before, and this place, if you know the area, if you're from around there, or if you know the place, it's tiny. The whole floor was a fucking pit. It was the pit. And I'm in there, high schooler, fucking in the pit, fucking thrashing around and shit, and it was probably one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to. The only thing, if I have to nitpick, is this is fucking out. The only thing I have to nitpick about that concert was the sound fucking sucked. And a lot of it was because we were fucking standing in front of the fucking speakers almost the whole night. And I don't know who was mixing the sound, but you couldn't hear anything. It was all drums. It was like, and bass. It was so fucking loud, but it was fun. You could kind of make out what songs were which. Hatebreed fucking killed it. Butcher Babies I didn't really get. I really don't like them that much. They were cool. They're hot. You know. But, excuse me for a second. I gotta merge. Come on, Grandam, let me in. Thank you. But when Black Label came on, you know, there was like a whole like other layer to the stage behind the fucking drums and shit, and they had all their stacks and the fucking Catacombs fucking banner, and you know the opening, you know, music starts, and then the sirens. It's like, oh shit, this is about to fucking go down. And I forget what song to open with. That concert, I didn't stay for the whole set because my dad decided to wear his winter jacket, mind you, because it was the winter tour, throughout the whole time we were there, and started to get lightheaded. Now the rule was, once you come into the club, you go back out, you can't come back in. So he tells me he's went over to the concession stand to get something to drink, like a Powerade or something. And he's like, I'm gonna go sit down in the car, but you stay for the concert. We got to, I stayed for the first part of their set. I got to see Zakk Wylde solo, do a solo, like with no one else, just him soloing, and that was probably the most surreal experience I've ever had. I was like 12 feet from Zakk Wylde. I could see the sweat glistening off of his biceps and off his guitar, and like just, I was in awe. Everyone fucking stopped. Everyone had their phones up and videotaping. It was so cool. I honestly think Zakk Wylde is, in my opinion, the best guitarist on earth. Granted, you know, there's other, like Steve Vai's and Joe Satriani's and the Yngwie Malmsteen, but there's something about Zakk. Something about him, about the way he plays, and his tone, that he's my favorite guitarist. Up there with James Hetfield. James Hetfield's a great rhythm guitarist. Kirk Hammett's right up there too, but Zakk Wylde is my most favorite guitarist of all time. So, you know, halfway through they introduced the band, and that's when I left. And I regret it to this day. Because after that, in 2017, I saw Metallica at the Link in Philadelphia with Volbeat. And then I saw Iron Maiden and Ghost at the Wells Fargo Center. And at the time, I mean, I like Ghost shit now, but at the time, again, the fucking sound guy, whoever it was, fucking sucked. Because I couldn't hear shit at the Iron Maiden concert. And I learned my lesson from a Black Label concert is to bring earplugs. I knew, because the Metallica concert I went to, it was outdoors, and it sounded awesome. You didn't need earplugs, but it just, and I went half deaf for a fucking week after the fucking Black Label concert. Deaf in one ear. That sucked. Had to go to school like that. That's why I learned my lesson. And it's Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden. There was a time where all I listened to was Iron Maiden. But it's just, I wasn't impressed. Really wasn't. When they would start to play their more popular songs other than the new album, what was it, Book of Shadows came out? It was that tour. I didn't like the new shit. I liked their old stuff, like Children of Damned, I'm sorry. And Run to the Hills and, you know, Trooper and shit like that. I didn't enjoy it. But we're getting off topic. Nowadays, with Black Label, I have my vest. I made the vest up. Another thing I love about Black Label, and like a quote my good friend Matt the Riffmaster, he put it like this in one of his podcast episodes. He said, Black Label gives you good work ethic. Like, GIFD, get it fucking done. SDMF, strength, determination, merciless forever. Like, if you follow, that guideline, it gives you a good stencil for life. Zach's a pretty positive dude. They've influenced me positively in my life, or another. I'm sorry about the one, or another band that formed me into the person I am today. And I will always be a Black Label fan, and I love the new album, Doom Crew Incorporated. Like, fucking awesome album. I didn't really like Grimace Hits that much. It was good. I did not like it. I liked how it was kind of Sabbathy, but it just needed something a little more. And I think that Doom Crew Incorporated is a mix. I would describe it as a mix between Grimace Hits and Catacombs. And I think it's a good mix. I like Zach's voice on it. Really, really solid album. Let's see, what else? I would say my favorite album, if I had to think about it, right now, probably the new album. That or Sonic Brew. Sonic Brew's different. I like Sonic Brew because it's like everything that Zach wrote that was between, like, shit that wouldn't work with Pride and Glory and that wouldn't work with Ozzy became the first Black Label album. So you kind of had that, some songs had that kind of Pride and Glory feel, then you had the more traditional Black Label shit. Like, I love the song Hey You. It's just something about that song I love. The first song, great. I've been listening to that album a lot. Remember, alright, I'll talk about In This River. I remember hearing about what In This River was about. At the time, I wasn't really familiar with Pantera. I knew who they were, but I really didn't know. So when I first heard In This River, it didn't really have an impact on me until I got into Pantera and I understood Zach's and Dimebag's friendship. And as I started to educate myself on the matter, is when it started to impact me more. Now, whenever I hear it was the Doom Troop live version, I can't help but cry every time I hear it. It's just so much emotion, it's like losing your best friend, you know what I mean? I can't imagine the pain Zach felt looking at the news, especially the way Dimebag died. Just, at least he died doing what he loved. Didn't feel a thing. Shame. To think what he would have done with Damage Plan. Pantera reunion. I bet you $100 that if Dimebag was still alive, they would have done a reunion. Now I know Vinnie Paul died of a heart attack, and I think that would have been inevitable. If Dime was still alive, I think that still would have happened. But they would definitely be a Pantera reunion. I think they would make more albums. Because their later sound, they had something there. Like Southern Trendkill and Remington Steel were, I think, some of their strongest albums. But I'll talk about that in a different episode. I'll probably do a Pantera episode. There's going to be a lot of these. Episodes, music talk. But But yeah, that is the story, or how I got into Black Label and what they mean to me, and what Zach, what his music meant to me back then and now. I mean, just I put his music on when I want to feel empowered, or if I want to feel badass. Just put some Black Label on, and you just feel fucking invincible. But yeah, thank you all for listening to me ramble about bands I love and the poor quality of the videos, because I film these on my phone in my truck while driving on 95. So thank you all for watching. If you like the video, push the like button, because that's what you do when you like a video. You push the like button. See, unedited. You get bloopers like that. Thank you for liking push the like button if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Okay? All right. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate the views. The 1 or 2 views like the other one got. They all count.